The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. Here are your hosts, Steve Collins and Greg Berg.
Hey, Coach. Welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. I'm so excited you decided to join. Before we jump in, real quick, go over and check out Coach Berg's website, gberg.gumroad.com. It is awesome. You will not be disappointed. It's a little bit of everything. There's free resources over there with a preseason checklist, off-season playbook, all sorts of great things. Go over and check it out. All half of it's free. I should yell at him for all the free stuff he's giving away, but it's great. His team leader OS is awesome. So go over and check that out. Also, when you're there and you're thinking about it, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You take that leadership, you take all the stuff that I have built over the last 30 years to build a nationally ranked team, to be nationally ranked, to win 3 state championships. Everything I have learned over the last 30 years is in teachhoops.com. Go over and check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 14-day free trial. And let's head off to the podcast. Bye. Go with it. All right. Welcome to the Basketball Leadership Podcast. I was making fun of the coach's title here for this topic this week. You've all seen it already, but I think it's pretty funny. Hey, Coach, talk about your course. I think this would be a good time to talk about the thing you worked on too, before we jump into this.
Yeah. So my new course, Better Coach OS, I spent basically most of the basketball season last year putting it together when I had some time, piecing it together. And then this spring, early summer, I developed it. And what I was trying to do is, what are the things that coaches really need to help them be better and to build a better team and to be a better coach? And so I created 10 modules. Number 1 is, why do you coach? And we talked about importance of organization. Third module is communication. We talk about culture wins, leadership matters. Talk about building commitment, mindset and motivation, practice planning, game strategy, and then the art of coaching, which are all of those things that are so critical that you've learned over time and through experience, but it's hard to show it, or to talk about it. So I've tried to kind of put those together, and then I've got some bonus modules in there too, but it's been a real popular course, and I think it's very practical and relevant. It's written by a coach for coaches, and it's just a great great way to just grow and develop.
So I haven't gone through it yet. I told Coach I was just, school's year was ending. I'm just going to dive into it. But is it linear? Is it jump around? Is it like how would you describe? You can
do it either way. I've created it linearly because I think this is a progression. Okay. But people can certainly jump around. They're separate modules, and it's about 5 hours of video. Okay. I've got over 30 plus resources within it. I've talked about a couple of them, earlier with the coaching cornerstone or the, commitment scorecard, which is another thing that I have. And so these are tools that coaches can use to really improve. And I don't know about you, but I think even coaches that are listening to this podcast, they always want to learn and grow. And I think the best coaches, whether it's someone who's a veteran coach like us, they're always looking for a book or resource that can give them a few things. And what I've really tried to do is take everything that I've learned, talking to other people, applying it in my own coaching, and put it into this course. So I'm real confident. I've had great feedback from coaches that have bought this or that I've gifted it to share, a testimonial on what they've learned, and it's had great feedback. So,
okay, go check it out. Give them the URL again, Coach.
BetterCoachOS.com.
BetterCoachOS.com. All right. So today's topic, Coach.
The Losers Limp.
That's
you ever seen this, Coach?
I have not.
Oh, I'm sure you have. I think and I've written about this, but there's two kind of approaches to the Losers Limp. One is the individual player, and this is the player who, in a game, things aren't going their way. Maybe they're guarding someone that they can't defend, they can't guard, they're getting burned. Could be a cornerback in a football game that gets beat on a deep fade. And instead of accepting the fact that they're not they're not winning that individual player, that individual battle, they come up lame. They come up with the Loser's Limp, and all of a sudden they tweak their hammy a little bit, or they limp off to the side.
So I have seen that. I
got cramps. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen that. But instead of,
and then they miraculously get healthy. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's basically a scapegoat for have a little humble pie, and instead of grinding it out and toughing it out and talking about, this mental toughness that we talked about, it's this limp. And we see it. You see it, kids are young, you see it as coaches now, but there's that side of the Loser's Limp, the individual, but then there's also the team aspect of Loser's Limp, where you have a team that maybe is your opponent is going on a big run against you, and instead of like rallying together, you kind of fish out a little bit, and you don't compete, and you kind of maybe blame or point the finger, whatever it may be. But that's another approach to the Loser's Limp. It's something we want to be aware of as coaches. It's something that we want to address when it happens, and not let it come into the culture.
Well, and I think there's two things with it. You got to address it when it happens, but then you got to readdress it. And I personally have found things like this, the best thing is film. If you can show them.
Film don't lie.
Film don't lie. And I think some of them don't know it's a habit. It's like, brushing your teeth in the morning or whatever. It's like I don't think they know what they look like and their reaction.
It's the built-in excuse. And if people grow up, especially with families, parents that might encourage that. It's like when something doesn't go your way, it's no different than the pointing the finger at the ref or blaming a teammate. It's a reaction. And you're right. You have to call them on it and bring in film to show it. And that's how you change behavior. And
I think it was Bobby Hurley. I think Coach Bobby Hurley had some issues early, and he had a Duke
body language issues.
Body language is bad. Body, and he had to pull him in and say, "This is just not what we do at Duke." And then he showed him, and it's like, we got to change this. This ain't gonna work. But I think I love that. It's true. We've all seen it. We've seen it from third graders to NBA guys,
NBA players. Absolutely.
So it's not like they're not having good role models for that. I know.
So avoid the Loser's Limp. When you see it, address it head on. If you don't address it, you're going to get more of it, and it's going to permeate your culture, and it's going to hurt your team.
It is over the long haul. All right, Coach. Well, I'll talk to you in August.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.
All right. Bye.